Hello YouTube, welcome back to another video. If you like what you see, please like, share, and subscribe. I really appreciate you guys, and let's get into it.
All I'm looking for is a man who's willing to explore the wilderness.
I pride myself on being a teacher who's very open about her life. And one of the things I'm very open about is my sexuality. I have a trans flag, a bi flag, and
I said that's a... Please tell me there's an original video to this. No, there's not. Okay. Okay.
sexuality. I have a trans flag, a bi flag, a non-binary flag, all on my desk at my work.
Why are the words teacher and being open about my sexuality in the same sentence? Does this make any sense to you?
There's one thing I'm not open about, and it's being poly. And today that actually became something I had to worry about for the first time. See, the kids are interviewing us teachers as a part of learning how to write profiles on others. They'll soon be doing it with each other, but there's...
Why? Why are you
Can't believe she used the word pro.
Why are you having to write profiles on other people? Why are you having to write profiles on other people?
profiles on others. They'll soon be doing it with each other, but there's...
Can't believe she used the word profile. So the kids are going to profile this person. They're going to get into her mental health challenges. She's very good about letting her students know.
Exactly. It's like, why would you let your students know that? That's not what they're
Her
there
sexuality. And there's a little bit of a snag, right? The multiple sex partners and the polycule, maybe that's a bridge too far for her to travel.
Starting with the teachers, so
for. Definitely. That's way too far.
they can all work together on one subject.
Right.
And one of the kids on Tuesday is going to ask me if I have a partner. And the answer is, yeah. And I have another one too.
You know, this is when you need to grow up. You're the teacher, so you say, yes, I have a partner. Her name's Susie. You don't need to get into the details. The students really don't care. But when you've got a bunch of grown children that are teaching kids, they're like, well, I have to be honest about everything, don't I? Otherwise, the students won't like me because I'm in need of attention and have daddy issues.
And I don't know how to handle that conversation, because while I know that the kids are more accepting of things like homosexuality, bisexuality, all of that, polyamory is not in the conversation. It's not something that is...
None of this should be in the conversation. Her sexuality, her polycule.
I agree 100%. None of this should be in the conversation at all. This is not what people come to school for. At all.
Amory and whatever shouldn't be in a discussion with her kids. She needs to leave that out. But it gets better.
And I worry not only would this be something that might lead to rumors that I am cheating on my partner or that I am a swinger or something like that, but would also just
So if you've got 4 different partners in the polycule, the polyamorous lifestyle, does it matter if you're a swinger? At what point in this woke mission is it too far? Is it too far to cross? The polycule...
Right. Here's what I'm going to say about that. It is
the trans, the bi, her whole lifestyle to the kids, that's totally fine. But you can't talk about her polyamorous life. These people have an interesting moral compass in the hard stops for their morality.
Totally.
Oh. So, yeah, polyamorous, cheating, polyamorous, and what did she say? Swingers? Those are all the same thing. They're literally one category. They're one group. I don't understand.
Derail the class. So the obvious answer, the one that I went to first, is I'm not going to talk about it.
Yeah,
but that feels wrong too. I don't like lying to my students.
Again, she needs to grow up.
Just because you don't say something, just because you don't tell someone something doesn't mean you're lying.
Up. You don't have to lie to your students. You have to tell them everything. You're there to teach the kids, right? You're not there to talk about your polycule, amorous bullshit. You're not there to talk about your bisexuality because it doesn't matter. I just want you to do the job of teaching kids. I don't want this other stuff. We pay for it as taxpayers. You have a right to have the teacher actually teach.
I don't like telling them falsehoods. Question by saying, yes, I have a partner, and having to pick which one I pick as the face for my relationship. That feels...
Where does the degeneracy stop? Let's just say it's a straight couple, right? Normal couple, and they're into putting vanilla pudding on themselves. Do you tell the kids the truth because you don't want to lie to them? Oh, that would never work. But you can get into this kind of shit with kids, and it's totally fine.
Super, super gross, right? So I guess what tentatively I've decided after talking with my co-teachers and my assistant principal is maybe the right way to do it is...
Here's what the leadership should have said. You just need to shut up. You don't need to get into this with the students. It's not... relevant to your job. Just pick a partner, make up something, say you're by yourself. No one really gives a shit. Just teach the kids.
Why do you even have to? Why do you have to say anything? Why do you have to tell them you're single? Why do you have to tell them you're with anybody? Why do you have to say anything at all? Why do you feel the need to tell someone that? I don't get it. Like, you have so much, is it the anxiety?
Answer the question honestly. Say, while I don't feel comfortable talking about who I'm in a relationship with in this specific setting, I will say that I am bisexual. I've dated people of many different genders. And if you're willing, if you're interested to talk about that or my own specific relationship, if you're really, really insistent, let's just not do it in the classroom setting, and we can do it like in lunch or...
Wait a second. So instead of saying, I'm just not going to talk about it to students that are minors, now we can do it outside the class. We can do it at lunch or after school activities. Is this making any sense to you that she's going to talk about her polyamorous lifestyle with students? And that's a bridge too far. She's got to do it outside the classroom, right? She can talk about all of her ABC Mafia shit. Love it. But this is just too far. So she'll do it after class. And this is from the leadership. This is what the principals told her to do.
In the after-school GSA club or something like that, where maybe it's a little bit more of an acceptable and understanding situation to bring this up.
There is no acceptable time to bring this up with students. She wants to talk to people at Soul Cycle and Jamba Juice in between getting kombucha enemas. Go for it. But with the students who are minors, there's no acceptable time for it ever.
Now, this is a long rambling thing, and that story has kind of wrapped itself up neatly, or at least it will on Tuesday. But I think it talks to a much broader issue, which is that, like, this is a really nuanced thought process I had to have.
No, it's not. No, it's fucking not. It's very degenerate thought that you have to have. It's not nuanced. It's degenerate. It tears your soul up. For one, let's not even focus on what it does to other people. Let's just focus on what it does for that person. She's tearing herself up mentally and emotionally and spiritually. She's tearing herself up. What do I mean by that? I mean, by having multiple partners all at once, you're trying to devote yourself to this one, devote yourself to this one, and this one, and this one, all at the same time. And you have to take that love and split it between 4 people. That tears you up. It tears you up over time. You can't... Let's not even focus about what it does to other people. You shouldn't do that to yourself. To put yourself in that position where you're trying to love 4 different people, you're hurting yourself by doing that.
Isn't nuanced. You just don't do it. Like, you don't tell your children about your sexual life if you're the parents. Like, you don't say, hey, mom's really into this little Johnny boy. You leave it out. It's not relevant. It's not a kid discussion.
I had to consider the emotional maturity of the kids, where I had to consider what they already know and are talking about and what they don't know and aren't talking about, and also have to consider, how does this fit in with the content that I'm teaching?
What she thinks the kids know.
She seems to be getting extremely excited about all this, isn't she? She's like really giddy about all of it. Like, just, I don't know, like really, really giddy. I mean, usually when you think that deep about something, it's because you're super, super, super excited and super, super, super giddy about it. She's like really, 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 really into this whole exposing myself to students thing. She's like really, really, really into it. Like, she's really overjoyed in her storytelling, her extremely deep storytelling. Anyways,
or don't know. It's kind of irrelevant here, what they learn from the internet. It's not her job to police that. Her job is just to teach the kids. If her topic is social wackadoodleness, then she can teach that. If it's math, just teach that. That's all we ask.
And the fact of the matter is, this is not a conversation that conservatives are having at all. They've decided that blanket statement.
I hope conservatives aren't having this conversation with minor students in their classroom about her polyamorous lifestyle, about her bisexuality, about her many partners. I would hope that no teacher would do this. I don't care how left or right you are. I would hope you have enough shame and enough dignity to leave the students out of your personal shit.
Like, you can't do this at all. There's no place for it. And that just shows
don't bring people into your personal life.
Such a lack of thought and care. They're not under.
So talking about this to the students about how she's polyamorous shows a lack of thought or care by conservatives. So I guess the caring would be you talk about your sexuality in detail with minor students. Is that appropriate to anybody? Does that make sense to anybody in any context? Please help me if it does.
Understanding their children as people and where they're at. They're not understanding the content that is necessary, and they're not reckoning with any kind of reality. Yeah, maybe like this is going to be an uncomfortable situation that may lead to some strain.
Not reckoning with reality. Well, we tell kids things they need to know. But let's get back to a factual situation here. She's the subject at hand. Object 5-year-old. You're happy.
A person?
Are kids more grounded in reality? We know the answer to that.
Conversations, but that's part of being a person. And I'd rather have the kids be able to have those conversations in a safe place at school than on the internet where there's no one to make sure they're learning the right, respectful information.
So she goes on saying, well, she's the barometer of what kids should learn.
Yeah, the way that she just said that is like, I'm the gauge. I say when it's too much and when it's not.
Not the internet. She knows best. She knows what's best for your kids, kids in your neighborhood, and she's going to tell them that. We don't have a say in what her barometer is, what her measuring.
Yeah, I'd rather not have a physical adult telling a bunch of fucking little kids that. You're not even a fucking teacher, dude. You're just, like, what the fuck are you? Honestly, what the... Anyways, if you liked the video, please like, share, and subscribe. Until the next one. I'm out.